everyone. How are you all doing? Yay! We're gonna be finishing off Act 2 of the Natlan Archon quest today, so that's pretty exciting. What did we do? What did we do last time? What is this? I don't know. Okay, anyway, we're gonna be continuing and hopefully finishing up Act 2 of the Natlan Archon quest today. Last time we learned that Kachina, who had went off to the Night Warden Wars, didn't come back as she had fallen in battle, but it was supposed to be okay because as long as the mission was victorious, it's not that tiring either, then the Pyro Archon Moika would be able to bring them back to life with the Ode of Resurrection, but for some reason it didn't work. So then we got to actually meet up with Moika, who seems like a really cool Archon. But yeah, basically she's looking into why this might not, why the Ode of Resurrection didn't work, what's going on in the night realm, and we were looking for a way to look for Kachina. So we were able to find Kachina's, Kachina's ancient name, Utabiti, and put it in this obsidian with the help of this guy named Vichama. And we also tried to help Vichama find his friend who was lost in battle as well. But it seems that it been too long and we weren't able to save him, but at least he was able to be at peace knowing that his friend wanted him to live on and enjoy the rest of his life without that regret. But we still have a chance to save Kachina. We now have a way of maybe being able to track her down in the Night Realm, and it seems like that's where we're at so far. Where is the quest? Here's the quest. Echoes of Life. All right. Apparently, I have not unlocked that teleport waypoint yet. But that is okay. We are going to be. I guess now is the time to unlock it, but it seems like we'll be meeting up with Moika now, and she's going to help us, hopefully, find a way to get to Kachina and rescue her. It sounds like this is going to be a pretty perilous mission because we have to go into the Night Kingdom ourselves. But we're up for the challenge to save our friend. Kachina worked hard to be able to represent Natlan in this fight. And she was promised that she would be able to come back, so I hope that's what happens. Hello!
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name, too!
Yeah, what happened at the stadium? Oh yeah, that's right. Also then the captain appeared, and Moika and the captain had this big fight, and then Moika said she was going to use her own power as the Pyro Archon to keep the flame running while the pilgrimage just stopped because they're not generating more fighting power. So yeah, very selfless, down to earth kind of leader Moika is.
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
Okay. And yeah, our first meeting with her was very chill.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
I know,
But
right?
what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else can know, or we're asking for trouble.
Yeah, let's try not to scream it a little too loudly. I like
Look,
Molly's
I
nails.
wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple factions closing in, there's nothing comforting about the situation we're facing. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matters to me.
Thank you.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
Thank you.
There's no need to be so modest, Yan-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the pride of your tribe.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate, so much that you have to worry about. But all I could do was focus on my own feelings.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Your reaction to Kachina's disappearance, I understand that feeling very well. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track her down. Follow me.
Sounds good. Thank you. She's very, very personable, kind of, very approachable kind of leader. But still very responsible. And keeping herself busy.
What is this place?
What is this place?
Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
Whoa. I've never seen this place before. There's so
That
many
probably
things in here.
means that we are
It looks like
very
there are
special
items from
guests
every
to
tribe.
get to see this place.
Collecting them must have taken a lot of effort.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows up listening to the stories of heroes, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own memory. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony, so feel free to take a look around in the meantime.
Okay, sure.
If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you about its origins.
Alright, we'll have a look.
Thank you so much. And once again, we've just met her, like in terms of us, the traveler, but she's already so open with us and so willing to let us in terms of just all the things going on in this nation. And now it seems like we're going through her personal collection, so that already seems like we have a lot of privileges here.
Make sure to handle everything with care. This cup, for example, it's heavier than it looks.
Understood. Okay, observe belt.
Whoa, that belt is bigger than Paimon's head.
I know, right?
The Collective of Plenty are known for their bodybuilding competitions and contests of strength. This belt is a symbol of great honor within the tribe. The association with strength might also have been the reason the original belt was extremely heavy. It was difficult for even two people to lift. And even if a warrior had the strength to put it on, wearing it for any length of time would still leave them gasping for breath.
Sounds like it.
So the owner of the original belt, Kitera, commissioned a craftsman to make a copy identical in appearance but far lighter in weight. That is the belt you see before you. He would often wear this version when training in order to protect his waist.
Or he made a lighter version so he could wear it all the time and show it off.
Hey, either one of those, it did the job. Well, hang on, I'm not ready to talk to Mohika yet. Let me look at all the things here.
There are
I guess
so
we
many
are talking
jars
to
and
Mohika, 'cause she's
potions
gonna tell
around
us
here.
about it.
Do they have anything to do with alchemy?
No, those belong to the Masters of the Nightwind. They're ceremonial tools used to amplify the ability to communicate with the Night Kingdom and the Wyab. Yamaya is an expert in this field, and she taught me a lot. Even though she appears stoic and serious, she actually has a keen sense of humor. The tools you see here are quite traditional. Her students found them outdated, so she passed them on to me. The contents of the jars aren't all that special. Oh, except the big jar in the middle. That's what she really wanted to give me.
Okay, what's in that?
Ooh, must be something really cool. What's inside?
Grape juice.
Wine.
It's quite tasty, although probably expired by now.
This is Atea's talisman.
This is Atea's talisman.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure
exactly
you're
what I
familiar
said.
with this one already. Atea was rarely ever without it. The talisman brought her a lot of luck in battle.
Fishing equipment.
Hey, there's a fishing rod here. It must have belonged to the people of the springs.
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matavaru. I have his entire set of fishing equipment, actually. He and I met in a tavern. He told me about a particular kind of giant fish, and his meticulous plan to catch it. In his eyes, I saw a hunger and a strong fighting spirit. To him, the sea was the battlefield upon which he staked his honor.
So, did he do it?
The next time I saw him, he was covered in scars. It turned out the fish he sought had been corroded by the abyss.
Oh, even
He
the
managed to kill
fish.
the fish,
Even the
but
fish have been corrupted.
Sustained a serious injury in the process, which meant he could never go deep-sea fishing again. Can a fisherman claim victory if he fails to bring back his catch? That's what he asked me in the end.
Well, Paimon thinks he won.
Yeah,
That
I
was
guess it's a
my
matter of
answer as well.
perspective.
The experience was far more valuable than the prize itself.
Yeah.
In the end, he
In the end, he
didn't want
defeated
his
the
tools
fish,
to go to
even though he
waste,
couldn't bring it back.
so he gave them to me.
Wait, that means you also know how to fish.
Maybe we can go head-to-head sometime.
Ooh, that would be fun.
This fishing basket looks familiar.
Well, hopefully that explanation
This
helped
flower
out.
looks like it's thriving. You must be good at taking care of plants, Archon.
Yeah, and it's good because there's stuff like the fishing rod, the jars, and then the flowers. You can see like this is not just some storage room. This is a place she maintains and keeps alive. So, yeah. These are all important things to her.
The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like you have a better understanding of Natlan's culture now?
I guess so.
If each item represents a different story, seems like Natlan's really been through a lot.
I mean, the impression I get of Natlan is it's really like a coalition of like 6 different nations that have come together to form one nation. Wow, that's a really big claymore I just noticed behind you. But yeah, it's important to kind of see the individuality that each of the different clans has. And I think a little bit of each is represented here. So you can see that Mawika is really has a lot of representation of the culture of Natlan in this room.
Does every item hold a special memory, just like Atea's talisman?
I'm sure it does.
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient names passed down among the tribes. They demonstrate the true shape of time.
The shape of time?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. We cannot change the past or predict the future. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth. Namely, that the past, present, and future all exist
Oh, we're
at
getting
once.
into time travel types of discussions.
Paimon's not sure she understands.
Let's see what Mawika's explanation
Let's
is
say your journey ended right now.
for this.
Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which one would you say was the most important?
I'd have to say all of them.
Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at a very different destination. The future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to pass. We just lack the means to perceive it. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate.
Like the
You're
loom
quite
of
familiar
fate.
with that concept, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That does kinda make sense. The future hasn't happened, but already exists.
Humanity excels at living in the
It's a
present,
certain perspective.
but too
sort of
often
thing.
we
But
forget
yeah,
the
I
past
see what she means.
and neglect the future.
So ancient names record the past.
While the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by
I
uniting
see.
the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss. To come up with such a set of rules, The first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine.
So the first Pyro Archon created the rules of Natlan.
That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the divine throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan. Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood.
Which is really interesting
By
because the
holding
other nations don't
pilgrimage,
have that.
we're able to determine the strongest among us. And when that person ascends to the divine throne, their inner flame will awaken. In addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land. After all, that's how I came to know everything I just told you.
I see.
So, it all comes down to the power of the divine throne and the rules. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes,
Oh,
that's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the two of you are really close. Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it kind of makes sense now.
yeah.
It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
You
A
should be a
little
little
late
careful,
for that
but
question, don't you think?
yeah.
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon's mouth works faster than her brain sometimes!
It's all right. I'd never get upset over something like that. No matter what others may say, my past is a precious part of my identity. I'm forever proud of the life I used to lead. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of responsibilities, so it impacts how often you get to see them. My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and we would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the saurians we were raising ran into the room and knocked over the entire pot. My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, they froze on the spot. I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess. It was frustrating, but in the end, all I could do was comfort my sister and move on.
Wow.
You forgave them just like that. And that's such a wonderful story too. I mean, once again, coming back to the fact that all the Archons we've met so far have been these divine figures with knowledge and wisdom and experience beyond anything us humans might be able to gain. But then with Moeka, the first thing you really notice is just how human it feels to talk with her. And when she shares this story, this very personal story, it's very much like, you know, she just lived a normal life like everybody else did. But those roots are what help, how she's built upon those roots in order to guide how she acts as a leader today, as the Archon, as somebody with all this knowledge and wisdom. She still has that foundation as a human with a regular life. You know, that kind of gives her that perspective and insight as she makes her choices. You forgave them just like that?
Isn't that what being a family is all about? I think about that story a lot, actually. As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation, and experiences like that, they remind me exactly what I'm trying to protect.
Yeah.
Well, what happened
Exactly.
after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now, right?
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. She built many houses and crafted many beautiful works of art. Anyway, that's enough about me. Now that the powder is settled, we can begin.
Remember, she's
Ion-san,
been around for
Mulan and
500
Chaska.
years.
Over here, please.
So,
Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin.
okay, sounds good. Ooh, just the traveler now.
Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall our stories remain eternal. Ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call.
Kachina!
Am I hallucinating again?
Kachina, are you okay?
Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I? Is the abyss playing tricks on
Oh,
me
poor
again?
Kachina. She's just been stuck in the Night Kingdom
It's
all
okay,
by
Kachina.
herself.
It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back.
Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyab is being affected by the
Oh
abyss.
no, the Wyab are being affected by the abyss.
I was waiting for the Wyab to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me.
Oh no.
The Wyab saved me, even though its power is weakening. So I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity.
Yeah,
All
that's
you need
right.
to do is stay safe.
Just
and wait
hang
for
in there
us.
for a little longer. We're gonna
We'll be
come
there
and get you,
shortly.
okay?
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or...
No, we're not forgetting about you, and we're definitely not leaving you
Care is
behind.
more than enough.
You are our friend, and
I'll find a
your
way
life
back.
matters, and we're
You
gonna
don't
try
have
to get
put
you,
yourself
okay?
in danger to come rescue me.
You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden.
That's right.
You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you, and you'll get all the applause and recognition you deserve.
Aw, Kachina.
I'm really scared. Everything's so dark and creepy here. And I want to go home.
Well, we're gonna help you find a way
I don't
home.
want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again.
That's it. We have
All
to
you
go
need to
save
do
her now.
is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind. Not ever.
Yeah, we're so close. We can't call it quits now. Thank you. Be careful.
We will. We will be careful.
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to traverse the Night Kingdom in your physical
Poor
form.
Kachina.
This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside could expose you to corrosion.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
All right, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with abyssal corruption. That face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
Well, I mean, what did you
No, I
expect?
just feel bad for creating more work for her.
Yeah.
I'll go
I-
with them
I
too,
would too.
Archon. The more people, the stronger the party.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
And thank you, Moeka,
It
for
really
once
means a
again
lot that
trusting
you're
us
willing
to
to
do
brave these
something so
dangers with me.
dangerous.
There's no time to lose, so let's get going.
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
I hope not. Here we go.
Be careful out there. I'll observe the situation from here.
Thank you. Even if you don't have your powers, I do feel better with the gaze of a god supporting us from there, from up here. Yeah, poor Kachina. And just once again, you know, it's okay. It's okay for you to cry or be scared when that's what you're going through. When you're literally in the depths of hell with, you know, all the dark, scary monsters trying to tell you dark, scary things about how all of your self-doubt and feelings of worthlessness are real. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be afraid and sad. Even the strongest warriors have those emotions. And if you're completely fearless, you know, you are going to die. That healthy dose of fear keeps you around long enough to actually do things that will help you help others. And Kachina is a brave soul. She worked really hard to get to where she is. And was promised that even if she fell, she would have us to save her. It didn't work out properly last time, but you know what? It's gonna work out now. Here we go. Oh no. Remnants of the secret source, the soul path to the Night Kingdom, once home to ancient dragonkind, now reduced to ruins. Influenced by the abyss, the site harbors many unforeseen dangers. We are actually going to an incredibly scary place. Alright, search the ruins. I was just gonna take a look around, but got too close.
So we're underneath Natlan right now? It looks nothing like Paimon was imagining.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So we're here
So
at
these
another
are Saurian ruins?
another case of a technologically advanced kingdom that fell, and now we get to explore the ruins of their technologically advanced civilization, which is something that admittedly I love about Genshin Impact, and now we get to explore a whole new set of ruins. I don't think she's talking about the Saurians. I think she means actual dragons.
Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own advanced civilization?
Well, why not?
A really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one
Plus,
really
they probably
knows what the
weren't
devices
in
here are
human
for.
language.
These
those
ruins have been
records.
abandoned for a long time. But with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're
Ooh,
saying
spooky.
is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Well, we are nothing if not up to obstacles. Yeah, exactly. Just what I wanted to hear.
Why are you all laughing like that? It's creeping Paimon out.
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in.
I
Right,
know,
guys?
right? That's what we love about
course.
this.
I'm eager to get started.
Look how smug. I love the smug ether look. Adventures live for moments like these.
Then let's go. We
Yeah.
won't let anything stand in our way.
Okay. Here we go. Continue deeper within. So this is not the Night Kingdom itself. This is like the bridge to the Night Kingdom. Is that correct? Well, it looks like there's some Saurian puzzles along the way, so let's take a look.
Seems like the road ends here.
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide
Oh, I
professional
see.
guidance for many of Natlan's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
So basically
okay.
no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much faster to just focus on what's good for you.
How do I...
Such as...
Vegetable juice.
Oh, okay.
Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us might not see eye to eye.
Well, that's what happens when their job is to tell you to eat healthy. But eating healthy just makes you feel good sometimes, you know? You know,
Those
Paimon?
guys look familiar.
They look like
them before.
shadow versions
Let's go.
of the
Show no mercy.
Saurians. Okay.
I see everything.
That one needs to get closer. Get closer. Okay, fine.
Make yourselves at home.
Check this out. Best of luck. Carving waves.
Yay! Oh yeah, I'm trying out my Mualani build now. Is this working? I don't actually know how to play her. I think you mark the targets and then attack. Is that right? Okay, well, we're almost out of phlogiston, so this might not be the best plan. But that should be enough, right? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Saurian number 2. Oh, I guess. Oh, for this one I can just use Mualani, right?
Let's ride.
Let's go. Let's ride. Whoa. Oh, don't try to wait. I was looking at the cool dragon carving over to the right. Well, I guess it wasn't a dragon carving, but it's a very interesting carving. Okay, hilly trails. All right. Definitely in Abyss territory now.
Faster.
I was like, did that do the trick?
I see
But
everything.
no.
Symbol of wisdom.
Action at the flame.
Wipe out!
Carving waves.
Oh, we gotta take out this guy first. So I mark them and then what? The Sharky goes after them? Is that how it works? It does it. Okay, well, whatever happened. Oh, good. This thing was charging the phlogiston, so that's why. Start. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay, that's the coolest door. Oh, let's make it over this gap. Okay. Whoa. Thank you. How do I come up? There we go.
Everyone hold
These
hands.
guys seem pretty angry at us. I brought Wanderer with me just in case we needed Wanderer, but it seems like Mualani is doing the job just fine all by herself. I'm probably still not using her correctly, but you know, close enough. Let's let Ether take out one, you know, the classic way. Okay, yep, the classic way.
I see everything. Make yourselves at home.
Need a surfboard?
Oh, there's a phlogiston thing over here. Hold on. We kinda need this.
Action at the flame.
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, if we die, that's not gonna be very helpful. Is it?
No one fights alone.
Yeah, that was not the greatest. Alright, Wanderer time. I love using Wanderer so much. 28,000 damage to the guy who has a shield. Simply the best. More of this guy. Yay!
This is the final stretch. We just
Okay.
need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
Well, Paimon, you can fly, so I don't think you have much to worry about. And we're fine, you know, we are literally a dinosaur right now. Not literally, but we are a saurian, so we will be fine during the climb. Alright, here we are. Here's the actual entrance
This
to the
must be
Night
the
Kingdom.
entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one ripped open by the abyss.
Yes.
It's that
There's
this
something in the depths
is
of this place that
dangerously
feels
close
familiar.
to the
And
main
also foreign.
civilization, so it's probably not
We
good that this
actually
rift
have
is
to
here.
go in there?
Well, yeah,
Paimon
Paimon.
just needs to psych herself up.
That's what we've signed
Don't
ourselves
push
up
this girl before
for.
she's ready.
I guess you're the only one who hasn't really signed up for this.
Hey,
Here we
you
are.
don't have to drag Paimon. You're pulling too hard.
Well, you weren't gonna go in if we didn't do that. Whoa, look at those flowers. The flowers are always the first thing I notice in a new area.
Looks like we made it. This is the
They
Night
really
Kingdom.
tell you a lot about the area, too. What?
It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
There's abyssal energy everywhere.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We obviously can't go back the way we came.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
That's our only way
Yeah,
out?
right in front of us. So that's coming from up there? Oh, it's so high up. Did we really fall that
I mean, I have wanderers so we can
Just
fly,
like I
but
said,
I mean, like, oh, and
Our
Chaska
real-world
can fly
knowledge
too,
doesn't
but.
apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely unscathed. If this
Okay,
was the
so
real
you're saying
world,
there might be
we'd
a
have to climb our way back up to
unrealistic
the
way we
entrance.
can make it
But
up
here, all
out of
we
here
have to
as
do
well.
is stand underneath the light and offer a prayer.
That's it?
Well, don't try it now. Yeah, don't try it now.
Right. We still got a job to do.
We have to go save Kachina first. By the way, those look like souls over in that
So that means all we
river
need to do
over
is
there.
find Kachina.
That was
and bring
literally
her
look
to
like the
this
ghosts of
location.
the dead that are
Exactly.
beckoning for us
This
to
light
join
is
them.
coming from the real world. It's a link between the two realms.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate, and the visibility's not great either. How are we supposed to find Kachina in these conditions?
Yeah. These
Well,
floating black things don't look
yeah.
super friendly either.
Okay, first of all, right? The souls of the dead, you know what I mean? And second of all, wasn't the whole point of us going to find Kachina's ancient name to help us pinpoint her location better? Like, surely that was not just so we could chat with her, but hopefully... I was hoping that that would mean that we would be deposited in a location that was kind of close to her. Or maybe we have, and space is just relative. And just in her general vicinity, it's like within 10 kilometers.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
What? Who? Who?
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Who are
Calm
you?
down. I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right?
Wait, does that mean that you're Malka?
I'm Vichama's friend,
Malko?
I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be.
I
Of course,
see.
it could only do so much.
Yeah, I was gonna wonder about that. If everybody's
Sorry, I
souls
can only
get
appear
kind of
before you
merged
in this
together,
imperfect form.
can anybody
No,
maintain
we should be the
themselves
ones
a sense
apologizing.
of self?
If the Spirit Speaker Stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss, we could have done much more. But we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in danger.
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. I never imagined that, even after all these years, he'd still take such a risk for me.
Yeah.
Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by your side.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but it's not too late for you. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being chased by an embodiment of abyssal power.
I
I'd
see.
like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow me.
Thank
Be
you,
careful.
Mako.
This place has been severely corroded by the abyss.
See.
Paimon didn't
Mako was
realize
able
it had
to
gotten
somewhat
this
appear.
bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
But then who are these? Oh my gosh.
Quick, back here. You can't go wrong. Stick close to me.
Oh my
My power will
gosh.
be able to ward off attacks
Guys,
for
this
the
is
time
probably one
being.
of the scariest things that's happened. This is actually the stuff out of my nightmares. It's just, this is why I can't watch horror movies, because I don't like dark shadows just like approaching you.
this up.
Of course, this would be
Let's try another route.
This would be much worse if this was in first person. Thank goodness it's in third person. But see, stuff like that freaks me out so much. It's why, it's one of the main reasons. Oh my gosh. No. And they're like honing missiles. This is why I can't do horror, because it's pretty much, that's the main point of it.
Not good. More monsters.
At least we can fight monsters. Those things were intangible. Oh gosh, I kind of feel bad for sending Nahida and Wanderer in here too. Specifically Wanderer, because like, he's been in the Abyss before. This is not the Abyss, but there's clearly abyssal things happening here. And that's part of the thing is like, the Fatui sent him for all the jobs they didn't want, like going into the Abyss and doing all the exploring and clearing the way of monsters because he was indestructible, but that didn't mean that he couldn't experience pain. But yeah, so, like Malko was able to manifest some kind of form because of what we were able to do with the Spirit Seeker Stone.
Oh, Paimon can't see anything.
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
I guess the other ghosts have lost their sense of self, but yet they still sort of manifest as people, even though I thought they got, swept away in the sea of the Night Kingdom and just become one with everything. Why are we all by ourselves? Under what circumstance, Ether, would you... No. This is quite literally what I was just talking about, as I don't like these things approaching me like this.
Did you hear that?
Okay. You are... All my friends just
Never mind.
appeared out of nowhere, really.
It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like that.
I heard it too. It was a voice from the abyss.
What did it say?
What did it say?
It doesn't matter. It certainly doesn't harbor good intentions.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, this thing is actually kind of playing off of Dragon Lies. Uh-oh. This is actually sort of playing off of some of my
Paimon deserves
fears.
too. Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place.
But that's the thing with me, is like, I don't find horror entertaining. Kachina! I don't find horror entertaining. It's just plain scary with no enjoyment. Kachina! We're here. Don't let this place erase yourself. Your sense of self. We're almost here. Oh my gosh. This, like I said, this is the stuff out of my nightmares. Literally ghosts chasing you like that, and like
We're here, Kachina.
going straight into your face, like the Five Nights at Freddy's style.
You made it.
Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters.
Good idea. Let's go.
So these are Rift Wolves. We're familiar with Rift Wolves, you know. Kachina's in our team. It's good because my team is kind of dying right now. Although, Wanderer alone, as long as he doesn't get hit, might be what he soloed. Okay, that's good to know.
You're here. You're finally here. Thank you so much. That monster can appear from anywhere. It almost caught me a bunch of times. The YF's power helped keep me hidden, so
I just tried to stay out of sight until you got here.
Had a girl. You did so well. And most importantly, you weren't hurt.
Alright, now we gotta get out of here. Yeah, how are we gonna do that now? That's the next part of our... We saved that to cross that bridge when we came to it. Oh, okay, we're gonna visit the Wayab first.
Put it into words, but something's wrong with the Ode of Resurrection. And I know it has something to do with the contamination from the Abyss.
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen here certainly seems to back it up.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wayab of each tribe. You can think of them like the body of each Wayab. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the Wayab can extend their consciousness. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wayab can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track down souls no matter where they roam. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drive back the abyssal power from one of them, that probably wouldn't even put a dent in the problem.
Still, we can't just leave the Wayab to suffer. It's protected me this whole time.
Saving one is better than saving none at all. Yeah,
I agree.
I think so too.
We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina.
And we might be
Getting
able
rid of
to
the
learn
monster
more
might
about the
slow down the
situation too,
deterioration
if
of the Night
nothing
Kingdom.
else.
Kachina? What's wrong?
No, she's been down here for too long.
Nothing. Just a headache.
It's
And
probably
that voice
still
again,
wearing away at her.
telling me to abandon the Wayab and leave this place.
Maybe we really should
The
leave.
power of
Kachina's already been here for too
the
long.
Night Kingdom. Well, it seems we're gonna make this one quick little detour.
I'm fine.
I just
I don't
gotta
plan on
pick up the
listening to
pace
that
and we can get
nonsense.
all of this done.
I can hold on.
Where's the totem pole?
Just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Besides, I can still fight, so please, help me out a little longer.
Listen to
Good
me,
work,
Kachina.
Kachina.
We'll come with you, but that's because we want to help the Wayab. Not because we have something to prove.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your limit. We'll be there for you.
All right. The sooner we get this done, the better.
We've already come all this way, so we might as well try to get to the bottom of this.
Let's go. This way.
Okay,
I'll stay
but
here
we're
and
not
try
going
to stall
to
the Abyss monster.
prolong this. Oh,
All
Malcolm!
by yourself? That's too dangerous.
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. Besides, I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly fond of goodbyes. So go. Achieve your goal. And return to the world where you belong.
Oh, thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you for everything.
You're a true hero.
You are a true hero.
Thank you.
And we will tell stories of how you helped us.
No one fights alone.
Thank you. Reunion.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk.
I'm fine. I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger
This
stuff than
place is
that.
actually so spooky. Like, there's literally just dead people around here, and I know they're just ghosts. But it's like... It's a little like how you imagine, like, the field of Asphodel in Greek mythology. Just plains of endless nothingness with just entities that have lost their soul and identity and everything they once were, just cursed to float around the nothingness forever and ever. And then they chase after you. And they chase after you.
Too slow.
Wayab? Wayab! I'm back! My friends and I are here to heal you. Wayab? Can you hear me? Wayab?
right. The contamination is already too severe. It's preventing the Wyab from answering our calls.
Okay, how do we...
Alright, get ready, everyone. Time to purge the
I guess
abyssal energy from this place.
Yeah, how are we gonna do that besides Ether doing his thing where he can, like, get rid of contamination, abyssal contamination? Which, after all these years, we're still not 100% sure how he can do that and why, but what else are we going to do besides that? I'll help too. It seems like actually we're going to help a lot.
We've got company.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were Enjo, but, you know, you're just as scary.
So I
No, Malco.
You killed Malcolm?
Well, I guess he was already dead, so I guess he didn't really kill him, but no, Malco. He got to have his second heroic ending.
You may have defeated others of my kind in the past.
Like Enjo?
But underestimate me now.
Like Enjo, right? Are you the one behind all of this?
The power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks captivates like a masterful work of art. I strive only for the opportunity to see it up close. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to offer themselves up to the slaughter. That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing power. Ancient names, pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. They possess no power at all. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfishness. Anything to avoid sharing power. Anything to avoid handing over the primordial gift to ordinary people like you.
That...
Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure?
I mean...
while you, Kachina, remain so pathetically weak.
I mean, I'd say that's quite the opposite of... Well, at least the current Pyro Archon, but hopefully the founding Pyro Archon too, who created a system in which anybody who works hard enough and is strong enough to prove their worth could become the next Archon. And sure, that power is consolidated in one person, but that power is shared from person to person, not necessarily through like a family lineage or any sort of succession, but that's defined succession, but rather whoever has earned it, right? And then the thing about the Pyro Archon being strong beyond measure, I mean, she willingly gave up, at least this current Pyro Archon, she willingly gave up her power to be able to, well, I mean, we can't tell him that, but she was willing to give up her power to protect everybody, to protect Natlan and give everybody a chance to be able to, you know, keep fighting this war. So, and Kachina, you're not pathetically weak, so don't let him say that, okay?
Kachina,
I know, you've been here for so long.
give me your hand.
But don't let them do this to you, okay? We're here now.
Feel that? I'm right here next to you.
Thanks, Milani. You're right. I have nothing to fear. Because I'm not alone anymore.
That's right.
You're right.
The power of
Maybe
friendship
comforting
does mean
ideals don't
something.
have any power. But you also couldn't be more wrong. You've never had to work for your own strength, so you will never understand the true source of our power.
That's right.
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down, it comes from our friendship. The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal, and in our decision to stand together and fight!
Well said.
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than two of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you deserve what's coming to you.
Yeah. You deserve what's coming to
There aren't
you.
many in Natlan who can beat us when we're together. It's time he got a taste of that kind of power.
And you're not as funny as Enjo, so we're not gonna give you any mercy here. Oh, it's literally just Mualani and Kachina. Okay. Understood. I understand the assignment. Okay. No. It's running through the phlogiston even though she's doing her... Even though she was doing her burst. Like, this is fine because I'm actually actively using it. That was bad earlier. It's kind of not making good use of it. Okay, here we go. Go, Kachina! Uh-oh. Okay, shield time. This is where we need Mualani. It's level 102. I guess that's what happens when I play this at world level. Whatever it is, 9. Okay. Goodbye. The power of friendship.
Oh, he won.
Oh, Ether and
We actually
Mualani were healed
won.
up for me too. Nice job. Turns out he wasn't any stronger than the ones we fought in the past.
That's what he gets
That
for
was all
underestimating
talk.
you two.
Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely fantastic. This makes me so unbelievably happy.
Aww.
I'm happy too, Mualani. Together we really are
Okay.
unstoppable.
Now we do have to give our thanks to the YUB and then uh-oh.
What's happening?
Oh, it's an ancient
My
name.
ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that mean you're...
What does this mean?
That was a bold move. Diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend. Especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption.
Oh, so was it
Still,
the
seeing you
person
pull it
whose
off
ancient name
was
she has?
really
Was this the
something.
YUB that...
Everything you said was exactly right.
Oh.
As isolated individuals, we stand no chance against the power of the Abyss. It took years' worth of scars, and lots of unnecessary suffering, for me to understand that for myself.
Whoa.
The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Everyone has a part to play. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes.
Who are you?
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natlan.
You were in the sunset,
Since you were able to awaken my words from
animated
your
short.
ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the YUB. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with the gaze of all Natlan. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
Whoa. Oh, that's not the YUB. The YUB is still there, okay? Huh, Mualani?
What's wrong, Mualani?
Ah, so many memories. My brain was just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
That's a lot of
100
memories.
years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natlan started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to.
Does that mean you already knew about this whole thing? I assume we're asking about the guy who just gave his memories to Mualani, right?
I know little bits and pieces.
Oh no, we're talking about
I
Yansan,
had no
okay.
idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's
Okay,
focus
there's a
on saving
plan.
the Wyatt first.
Well, okay, I mean, there is a plan. We will learn about this plan after we get out of this place, and apparently we have not yet saved the Wyatt, so we gotta do that. Come on! Everybody somehow, and then, yeah, see if there's doing his purification thing.
Okay, that should be enough. Wyatt? Wyatt? Can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina. My dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength.
Yeah,
One day, I'll live up to the hero you saw in me.
that's the
You are
spirit.
already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. No matter what happens.
The Wyatt
You
believes
are
in you
all
too.
my most
I mean, they
beloved
always did.
children.
That's why I gave you the
It has
ancient
always
name.
been my honor to protect and nurture you. Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name. But it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. Now, you need only devote yourself to becoming a better you. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change, no matter what the future holds.
Thank you, Wyatt.
It gladdens
be
me to see the
yourself.
Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it's time for you to leave this place. The situation here is getting worse. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wyatt, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what's going
You
on?
need not doubt yourself anymore, Kachina. No matter what anybody says,
We're out of time.
but you are deserving of...
It's the power of the Abyss.
Uh-oh.
Quick, we need to run!
Okay, sentimental words can come later. Thank you.
It's a Sealy! The Sealy
It's a
opened the
Sealy.
way for us!
We haven't seen a ton of those around. We have not seen a ton of those around here at all. They have the other little guys, but this place has been surprisingly devoid of Sealies. And I'm sure there's a lore reason for that. I know it could easily be because they just decided to change out Sealies for something else, but I don't think they would do that to us just like that. I mean, Sealies are important to the lore. If there's no Sealies in Natlan,
The opening of
I'm
the sky!
most certain there's a lore reason for
We
it.
need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here!
And then they had to come up with another mechanic instead of Sealies for us to play with, but
Watch out for the falling rocks!
Quick,
Uh-oh.
through the middle!
sliding under here, okay. Run! Everybody run! Okay, cutscene time. We're safe. Well, we're not safe, but... Uh-oh. Let's go! Go, team! Ah! Uh-oh. Okay, that didn't work. I thought the rules were supposed to not be applying to us. This does not look good. Malika? It is her! You see, there's a nail in the corner. You see that? There was like a nail.
You've done well.
Like the dragon spine nail.
Now come home.
See, you see over there? There's like a dragon spine nail. In the Night Kingdom. Like the chasm nail. And several other possible nails. The sun, the sky, we're free!
We're back!
Kachina!
The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here.
And yeah, that's what I was wondering. How did she regain her strength?
Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the speaker's chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So
I
you're
see.
saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price.
I know, so what did that do to her real body then? Kachina!
You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just hold on. We'll get you to a doctor
The
soon.
abyssal power hasn't
Let's
corrupted
get back
her
to the
too much
stadium.
either.
The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting for us.
I recommend getting a full
Oh,
checkup,
and it's gonna be
just to make sure no damage gets left
Kuichu,
behind.
right?
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler?
I'm completely fine.
Right. You always seem to do pretty well
Yeah,
against the
when
abyss.
we do
Let's
like
get
purification
going.
stuff.
We need to share what we learned
But
in the
I'm
Night
sure
Kingdom as
everybody
well.
else is not so okay, so we should... And even we should probably get a
Right.
checkup
The
too.
Wyatt mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan. What is it exactly?
We should probably
I'll
let the
let her
Pyro
explain it.
Archon... Yeah, explain it
All a
herself.
part of the plan now. Every move we
Interesting.
make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Okay. Past and future. Okay. Alright. Ready. What do you have to tell us? And thank you for also healing up my characters. This is such an interesting... Oh, I wouldn't dare sit on her throne, but there's also thrones for... I guess these would be the leaders from each of the 6 clans. Okay, well, there's a doctor here, so we're in good hands on
There's
that
a lot
front.
less stuff here than before.
Yeah, hold on, you've
It's
cleared
good
off the
to see you all
shelves.
here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan.
Well, just to let you know, she
Good to
endorsed
see
our
everybody.
plan, so...
I'll examine you one by one.
Thank you. I appreciate this. Despite the short stint in the Night Kingdom, Mualani and the others all have some degree of abyssal contamination. But thanks to Koichi's extensive experience treating abyssal contamination, the harmful effects will not be permanent. That's good to hear. The treatment also relieves Kachina's symptoms. That's amazing.
All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely
We do get
immune
that
to
a
its
lot.
power.
A lot of people
He
say
always
that.
has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
I know, and the thing is, this was introduced literally in the first chapter of this story, like 4 years ago, and then was never addressed again. But at the same time, we've not interacted with the Abyss a huge amount since then, only occasionally with Dainsleif, and finding out a little bit more about their Loom of Fate plan, of which, by the way, this side of the Abyss seems very different from like the very organized structure of the Abyss we've seen with Lumine and Caribert and all of those characters. Like, this almost seems like a completely different faction of the Abyss compared to the one we've been dealing with before. But yes, this is the first time we're really delving deep into this power that the Travelers had since literally day one. So, yeah. We don't know why, though.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great
Yeah, that's
role
all we
in the
know, is
events
it's going to
to
be
come.
useful.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right, all right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had good intentions. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Sounds like there's a little
Alright.
bit of explaining to do with
There's
this
so much
plan.
to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation in the Night Kingdom. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Oh no.
Huh?
That's not good.
No. That can't be true, can it?
Well, Fontaine had a similar situation where everybody was literally about to be dissolved. But yeah, that's not a good thing. But it's even worse knowing that it's because Natlan has been protecting the rest of Tevat from the Abyss that they're gonna be the first ones to be destroyed with whatever is going on here. Less than a year.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated 500 years ago.
Well then,
Mulan told us a little bit about that.
we have somehow appeared here at the right
500
place at
years
the right
ago,
time then.
all the nations of Tevat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I'd never have guessed.
I know,
The
everybody's
problems
still
plaguing the
living
Night
very
Kingdom
happily.
are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines.
Yeah,
Immediately
because
after the war, our
it's very similar to
calculations
the ley
estimated
lines,
that
but I
we would
guess
have a
there's-
maximum
it's
of
in place of the ley lines
500
here.
years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wayab nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it. But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human.
Wait,
It's
yeah.
impossible for a human to live that long.
Well, I thought maybe becoming
That's
the
right.
Archon gives them
The
immortality.
hardest thing
but-
for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But,
Like
as
Farina?
we know, Natlan
Was
doesn't
subjected to a
have
curse?
gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Huh. That was all part of the plan? So that's what it's showing in that animation. Is that she died. I see. So she died and then came back.
Yes.
That's
We only
exactly what
managed
she
to
just
defeat
said.
the Abyss
And
all
just
those
repeating
years
what she
ago
just
because
said.
The tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wayab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the sacred
This is
flame
like,
and the wild
what
has
is
been
that book?
blocked.
The City of Embers?
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed
Knowledge
to bring
was
Kachina
supposed to
back.
be passed
Exactly.
down, but it got
It's
lost.
just another tactic the
Understandably,
Abyss is using
because
against us.
you're passing this
The
along
Abyss
with
may
so
not
many
possess
generations.
intelligence, but its methods certainly
But
aren't
in this
easy
case,
to
it
counter.
seems there was also
If
just
we want to unblock that information from
passage
being
of time
passed on, my presence alone isn't enough.
and also
The
interference
ancient name
as
bearer
well.
must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by
So
their
that's
names.
why they already knew about
During
the
your
plan.
adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wayab Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
That leaves 2 people left.
Well, we have less than a year.
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the
Well,
heroes
you've now
have
told a
been
whole bunch of
gathered.
additional people about
That's
your
also
plan
why I
too.
haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Because it's probably something you
Perhaps,
had to
but the
unlock
opposite could also
within
be true.
yourself in order for it
Knowing
to
your
work.
destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development.
And what if they don't make it in time?
I can only trust in the judgment of the Wayab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we managed to get this far. Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all.
Yeah. Again, interesting to see the sort of difference with Moika versus other Archons, that she's very much acknowledging the fact that this is going to be a team effort for everybody, for this all to work. And it's more than just having people be part of their plan. Like, I think about Focalor and how, in the end, everybody was sort of acting on this stage and this opera that she had written in order to fool even the heavens. But in the end, it seems as everybody were just pawns in her plan, which worked. But just the difference here with Moika and kind of telling everybody up front and creating this plan that means everybody needs to know their... Well, I guess not everybody's going to know their involvement quite yet, but knowing the way that we're going to work together more on the same level rather than just pawns in a game. Yeah. No, Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon, or any singular individual, but in us all. Does that mean you...
You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose. Fuel.
Oh, so you used all of them in order to have that
back
version of
then,
yourself save us.
That's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited, but together, their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds.
So you used
It
them to
was a rather
save us.
crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But weren't they all precious treasures? What about their stories?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever lost to the Abyss. And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
Oh, me too.
There's no need. Remember what I told you about time? The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply carry them with us in a different form. In that sense, we didn't lose anything at all. If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battles to come. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power just like the items once stored here.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Mm-hmm. And you haven't really told us if we have a part in your plan or
Well,
not.
if that's the case,
Although
just
you have
treat me
been
to a
quite
drink
keen to
sometime.
include us in everything.
Now
so I
that
assume
Kachina has returned,
we
can
must
finally
have some
hold
role.
the victory feast and celebrate
Okay.
your team's
I guess we're not
triumph
going
in
to
the
talk
Night
about that right now.
Wars. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for all, Kachina.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing, having a victory feast doesn't feel right.
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. Worrying about it will only affect your judgment. All right. You should head out. I'll join you in a bit.
Okay, thank you, Malika. What is this? Oh? What is this? Wow. This looks like...
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. even when they cause trouble, I never manage to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they worm their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
There's so many memories here. This place, it reminds me a little bit of Enkonomiya, but it's probably...
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our
Onika's
tribes stand
memories.
divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed.
Yeah. That must be nerve-wracking.
Otherwise, rest assured, I'll
living
find
500
a way
years
to collect
ago.
the debt.
And you
For
don't even
Natlan.
you don't even get to see the outcome of your sacrifice. You have to trust that hundreds of years later, people will still keep that promise.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again?
Hine.
But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
Oh, that must be so sad. Because
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
that time is long gone by now.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
Whoa. That was a lot. So now I understand. So Moika, even though she's been around for 500 years, wasn't alive for 500 years. She sacrificed herself so she could be resurrected in this time. So does that mean there were other Pyro Archons in between? And then just when it came time to pass on to the next one, then it was the right time for her to come back? But that's the thing, is she said that, you know, her family and her background really inspired her to remember what it is that she's fighting for, what is worth protecting in this world. But it also means that she'll never see them again. Or maybe she will. I mean, fate has its strange way of doing things, especially in this world, right? Fate. Predetermined future, or can it be changed in what we know as fate? Who knows?
Hey, Koichi! You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. No, it's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just... well, I'll make things awkward if I'm around my sister right now.
Oh, well, make sure you find time to catch up with her sometime later, okay?
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Of course not. In fact, she was quite the voice of reason and was very informative and helpful and kept a steady head while we were there the whole time. So I'm glad that she was there so we didn't completely freak out. And by we, I mean me, but...
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
You can tell us anything.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason.
Well, I didn't think it was unreasonable.
Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to take any chances.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is...
you deliberately provoked her so she'd take that impulse out on you?
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid.
Hey, well, whatever works. And
It helps
seemed
to
to
keep
have
her
worked
cool
out
for a
us,
little while, at least.
That's good to hear.
Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
But do you really have to go that far? Can't you just talk it out?
Well...
no way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this, or it'll be even harder to help her.
Don't worry, I understand. It might be a strange way for it to do things, but that's how your family works. So we support you. Thank you for confiding in us.
I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the celebration. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Thank you.
there was a deeper reason behind their arguing.
They're trying to look out for each other in their own way.
In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault. I've had enough of them.
Same here. Same here. Yay! Nice moves.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I finally made it.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
Yeah.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you.
Oh,
when you
you
get
the
back.
guy who left her at the
I
beginning.
had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
I mean, you could just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about swapping teams too.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
It's okay. You know not to make that mistake next time.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
Mm-hmm. And she did great.
So, what about you guys? Did you make it far?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
Ooh. Guess you should have teamed up with Kachina then, you know.
Serves you all right. No sympathy from me.
Yeah.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Papa.
They'll have time
dear
to
friends,
fix that if there was
I'd
ever
like
a
to say a
pilgrimage
few
again.
words. Firstly, I'm grateful to my friends
hi,
and our
Moika.
great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt that they'd win the whole thing. They've agreed to let me learn
You
from
flatter
them.
us.
With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still.
Yeah,
And
that's
let's
the
not
spirit.
forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayan-san. They all helped the Traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
That was
How
great,
does it feel being a
Kachina.
hero, Kachina?
You even know the right words to say.
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal.
Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion!
That way, I'll also become a champion coach. That's right.
Hey, please don't make fun of me.
Well, thankfully, it's for in terms of defending that title. It seems that there's not going to be another pilgrimage for a while.
I've been through so much all at once. Everything still kind of feels like a dream.
I know.
Are you still feeling unwell?
You were literally trapped in
better
the
now.
scariest place
I
imaginable
told you I
for
bounced
like
back pretty quick.
several
So don't
months
worry
while
about
you had to come back to the
I
the
bet
game.
you guys must be tired though. Make sure you get some good rest tonight. You gotta recharge so you'll be in the mood to have fun.
Yeah, I know. I took such a long break, and this whole time Kachina was trapped there. I mean, not actually, but
It
still.
cost us a lot, but we got Kachina back safely, and that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be even tougher challenges coming our way in the days ahead, though.
We'll have to train harder, make sure we're in peak condition. That includes you, Paimon. I can do a special one-off session to show you the ropes. Interested?
No,
Yes,
thanks.
definitely interested. We're gonna sign Paimon up for that.
It's rare to meet travelers as strong and brave as yourselves. I raise my glass to you. Anyway, my sister's already gone back to our tribe. She has patients to treat.
Oh, we actually ran into her on the way here and, well, Paimon just thinks she really cares about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm planning on visiting home myself in a few days. To tell her and the rest of the family that they need to be extra careful. I just hope they take it seriously. The Abyss has likely sensed your arrival in Natlan by now. So exercise caution on your adventures as well.
They're probably counting on it, in fact. For what reason? I don't know. Just that they are.
My apologies. I knew more than I let on.
Oh, it's fine.
Everything comes at a price, and most heroes aren't people who set out to become a hero.
It's okay.
If you cling
We're
too
on the same
tightly
page
to your
now.
goal, you end up losing things that are far more precious. But in any case, we're now on the
Oh,
same.
look. Everybody here says the
wonder
same
how
thing I
long
say.
before the two final heroes appear. From the Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the Night Wind.
Yeah. Speaking of our goal, we have a prime opportunity to talk to the Archon now and ask if they know anything about our sibling or any of the... Well, I guess we've already heard lots about the Abyss, which is what we've typically been asking questions about. Once again, a different perspective of the Abyss than we usually used to. Oh, Milani?
At previous victory feasts, you'd always find me in the crowd singing and dancing. But after what I found out today, it's too much.
Breakdancing.
I'm still trying to process it.
It does feel weird seeing you so out of sorts.
Well, Natlan's fall isn't set in stone though, right? It's important to try and enjoy moments like this when they come along.
Is this another pearl of wisdom based on your adventuring experience?
Kinda.
Well, Paimon agrees with the Traveler. Everyone's come together to celebrate Kachina's achievements. That's gotta be a first.
You're right. Kachina looks really happy. And now I'm being the moody one.
Well, you have a lot of information to process.
Shake it
but
off.
You'll have time in the coming days to really think about that, I'm sure. Alright, hello there.
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
Thank you.
No, that's Paimon's favorite!
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away.
Isn't your plan a little convoluted? Why didn't you get the heroes of the past to join you in this age? Well, I assume the resurrection is probably of Malika 500 years in the future is probably something a little complicated that only she can do.
Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling
I
them,
see.
abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time. For in 500 years, Natlan will be destroyed. It seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short. And beyond a point, it just doesn't seem real.
See. So you let them enjoy
Imagine
their
if
lives.
I said, let's leave right now and go save the sun because it'll flame
Live
out
in
in a few
Natlan that was
million years.
happily rebuilding
It
itself.
would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder
Yeah.
a burden with me.
I suppose you're right.
Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty-bound to see it through to the end.
And who knows if...
Paimon's suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
And who knows if she didn't see it through herself. I mean, a lot of information became lost to time. Think about the fact that the plan itself might not come to fruition if there wasn't somebody to see it through. But yeah, that must mean your family lived a long time ago, right?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect and artist. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, none of her buildings are around anymore.
Even that would have
Still,
been hundreds of years
it was
ago.
an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her.
So that's the life that you had to leave behind.
You feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to terms with. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
That's actually what I wanted to ask. If you're already aware of fate...
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written, including your plan?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, and all are equally important. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the here and now.
It's also really interesting to note, right before the Natlan Archon quest, we had the bedtime story Archon quest, where we met Caribert after his power was used to create the Loom of Fate, and he faded away. And we learned that the Loom of Fate is the Abyss's plan to be able to weave the ley lines, since the ley lines are the repository of information, past, present, and future, that somehow they can change fate. Yet here we're suggesting that fate is something that's already predetermined, that it's something that already exists and can't be changed. And I guess it's just a matter of perspective in a way, because we don't know what the future is. We don't know. It's hard to describe whether or not it's already been written, or if we've changed it because it hasn't happened yet and we don't know. It just brings into question all these like existential, like philosophical questions. That's what I love about this. But it's also interesting to see how this is going to play into the story, because I'm sensing that the Abyss we've been fighting this whole time has been like an organization, you know, run by these figures that we've met or haven't met, versus the Abyss that we're fighting here in Natlan is more like an entity, like not a structured organization, but some force that's trying to invade its way in. Is this something that's already been explained before and I just forgot because it's been so long? Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't though. But there's a difference between the Abyss that we've encountered so far and the Abyss we're fighting now. Like two sides of the same coin kind of thing, but a different side of it, which is more so the abyssal power and the entities within it, rather than the structured Abyss organization that is now in possession of the Loom of Fate, and we don't know what they're gonna do with it. Only that Caribert is gone now.
And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes.
Oh? Surely you don't mean me.
Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
A brand new ancient
names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled to 0. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
Wow, that's a lot too. I mean, it kind of feels like the ancient name, like the right to possess an ancient name is something that should be reserved for the people of Natlan. But, well, I mean, because we're basically outsiders to this. I mean, we're willing to help, but it does seem this is quite a serious thing you are promising us. And I almost feel like we're overstepping, but I mean, you're the leader, so. But yes, no. Either way, we are willing to fight to help you protect Natlan. I mean, if nothing else, to protect all the people of Teyvat, but more importantly, just to protect everyone. And we've seen your dedication to protecting your people. That's inspiring. I think we should fight to help you protect your people too, and just keep that fighting spirit going. You don't have to promise me anything. I just want to help out the people. Exactly.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
Yeah, once again, we are an outsider here, but if that is what you wish to bestow upon us.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power.
Okay, sounds like a Fatui guy.
Although your injury
Okay, definitely a Fatui guy.
This is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that. What do you plan to do next?
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
Was that Auroron? All names are noble. Alright! We did it! Oh, is this just continuing the same thing?
Oh, something else you'd like to
ask?
ask?
Okay, we get to ask our questions. Okay, we're not done here yet. I've got no other questions, milady. That's exactly what I want to say. No, about the captain's whereabouts.
Well, our intel suggests he hasn't made any new movements yet. Although Kenichi's investigation helped us confirm that he's being aided by someone from the Masters of the Nightwind. I'm getting closer to narrowing down who that may be, but it's still unclear whether this person aided the captain out of willingness or coercion. If you learn anything about this during your adventures, please let me know.
Okay. Well, it seems like they'll be back soon.
Something else
about
you'd like to
elemental
ask?
energy and the Abyss.
The Abyss is the most formidable enemy in all of Teyvat. In the beginning, it took failure and tragedy to even begin to learn how to fight back. All of the methods you've seen in other nations were developed based on experience and insight passed down over generations. We know them to work, but few of us actually understand why. It's the same for the method we use here in Natlan. Ever since ancient times, elemental energy has been one of our most reliable weapons against the Abyss. As for the principles behind it, I'm afraid you might have to seek answers from someone older than the position of Pyro Archon itself. Oh, something else you'd like to ask?
About the absence of people from Natlan and other nations, I know, right?
That also comes down to the long-standing effects of the Abyss. Our people's survival is inextricably tied to the Wyab.
I see.
But their power has its limits. They cannot offer our people the same degree of protection outside our borders. In fact, people who do decide to leave often suffer from memory loss and emotional issues. Everyone in Natlan understands this.
So that's why they're willing
That's
to
why our
let people
people
in,
never
but they don't
leave
tend
without
to
a good
leave
cause.
themselves.
Even if someone is left with no choice, the chief of their tribe must seek approval with the Wyab to grant them leave. And the Wyab have always been very strict about granting that approval, since extending protection beyond our borders means consuming power reserved for our fight against the Abyss. Still, there's no need to worry. The Wyab extend their protection to all within Natlan, including visitors from afar.
I see.
Something else you'd like to ask?
No, I've got no other questions, milady. Thank you. So I guess, how does one become, how does one become the Pyro Archon? I mean, by winning in the pilgrimage and being the strongest in their generation. But like, does somebody retire from being the Pyro Archon, or does it happen when they pass away and then they have to select a new Pyro Archon? Can there ever be two Pyro Archons? Like when they brought Moika back, was there another Pyro Archon who had to like retire in order for Moika to come back, or did they just time it right, or how does it work?
My apologies.
Okay, you say the same thing. I'm gonna assume Mualani will say something different. Mualani was dancing just now. There we go.
All right, Kachina, let's party.
I'm a little embarrassed.
Don't be.
Don't be.
Yeah.
Come on, you're the star of the show today.
They literally say the same thing I say. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, enjoy this victory, Kachina. Enjoy the happiness you see today is real. The liveliness, the color, you're not trapped down there anymore. And furthermore, you believe in yourself now, just like everybody else here does too. Oh, this is such a happy scene. Look at everybody dancing. There's a lot to take in from this. As I said, the action does pick up in Act 2. But yeah, hello. You guys are so cute. I surely look like you are enjoying all of this. Yeah. Got to learn a little bit more about all the characters, the cast of Natlan, the crew that we were going to be working together with to solve the problems that are very imminent, it seems. We learn a little bit more about the Archon, Moika, what she's been through. Basically, what she's sacrificed. I mean, turns out she's actually the shortest lived of all. She's probably not the youngest of the Archons, but she's probably lived the shortest because she's spent a period of time being dead. But also that she's left her own time and her own era behind in order to make sure that the future has been saved, while at the same time giving the people of her own life, her past, the chance to live out their lives freely without worrying about impending doom. Unfortunately now, everybody here has impending doom, and we don't know about it yet, so we better stop that impending doom soon. And it seems that the Abyss is up to something, and the Fatui is up to something. Lots of stuff is going on. It is so surreal to think we are way more than halfway through the entire story of Genshin Impact. We're getting closer to finding the truth at the end of the journey. But until then, let us enjoy and revel in this night of celebrations. All right, let's see. What kinds of... Do we have achievements to do? Oh, we apparently have lots. Okay. I should start from... Is this in order? This is not in order. Okay. Flowers resplendent on the sun-scorched soldier. Okay, I did that like 2 months ago. Here you go. Blackstone under a whitestone. The Great Escape. The boundaries trapping the path home are shattered. And like, yeah, okay, so that was today. I will find you no matter the distance. Hell yeah, Melko! I should probably go check on Vichama afterwards. Battlefield of ice and fire. A great amount of strength is needed to support one's position. That was probably the fight between Moika and Il Capitano. I don't remember what this was. I don't I don't remember what this was. This was the intact record. This was the one from one of the commissions. I mean, it's probably all from one of the commissions. Force the geohypostasis into revival state without destroying any basalt columns. It was like for one brief moment, Farina's little salon solitaire guys actually went up there and shot the geohypostasis. Wow, it was already weakened. Complete a domain using 4 characters with the same elemental type? When did I do that? I don't even remember doing that. That was probably recent though. Arrive at the ancient lost trials site. And then dance, dance, dance. That's right. I just stood there for a while, and then apparently there was an achievement for that. So yay! Sorry, I thought this suddenly things went black and white because this guy is just completely dressed in white. And okay, we don't need to go there. I want to go here. We must have some more sigils. Maybe not. I haven't explored that much. I don't know if I have a ton of sigils. Okay, apparently I don't even have enough sigils to level up the thing. That's kind of awkward. Do we have enough to level up the Statue of the Seven, even though we can't get powers from it? But it seems that we will be able to get powers from the statue. Or not from the statue, but powers from the Archon quest, that we will have them bequeathed to us in our time of need. Okay, that's just enough to level up the Statue of the Seven. You can see we're making some real progress here. So it does appear then that we finally have answered the age-old question, which is, does the Statue of the Seven represent the original Archon or the current Archon? Definitely the current Archon, because that looks like Moika, and also it sounds like the first Pyro Archon was a man. But it's been hard to tell so far because, well, I guess we could sort of tell with Focalor on the other statue, because probably Focalor looked different from Egeria. But then we had, like, you know, the Raiden Shogun. You know, A looks like Makoto, and Nahida looks like Rukadevata, so it was kind of hard to tell, you know, before then. But it looks like we finally have a clear answer here. And yeah, what a wonderful land we are in right now. Hopefully I can do some more exploring here soon. Maybe get through some of these story quests, possibly. We'll see, we'll see. Alright. Until then, I don't know when I'm gonna do the next Archon quest, but I'm excited to find out what happens next. So, with that, I'm gonna enjoy exploring a little bit of Natlan, and thank you all for watching. Hold on a second. That's not this quest. Then what is this one? That's a world quest. Oh, okay, this is probably for the one that's in this update then. Okay. Alright, well, so much for that. I was really excited to get an extra 100 Primo Gems there. Alright, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.